today, I've got something a little bit different for you. I've got a few, well, quite a lot of cars I believe would be great investments, something that's going to earn money over a long-term period. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Actually, before we start, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for over 1,000 subscribers. And now, the freight train moves towards 10k. I love you all, from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate every single one of you. But anyway, enough pettiness, straight into the video, boys. One spot. We've got the Mercedes-Benz AMG E63S. Now this car has just been destroyed by last week's season update when it was made free for everyone to get. It's got a starting price now of 1.212 million credits, and the highest I'm seeing it going for is between 4.194 million and 4.5 million. Great time to invest. Buy as many of these as you can. They will sell for $20 million in a couple more months. So that's our number one spot, AMG E63. Our list is the Lamborghini Huracan Performante. This car is now sitting at a starting price of 4 million credits and an exit price of 6.652, around about that region. This has always been a $20 million car, as you all are aware. So right now, while the marketplace is flooded with these beautiful cars, buy as many as you can. In a couple months time, they will be worth $20 million. Invest, invest, invest. Next up, we've got a car that I've been watching for quite some time, and I've watched it go up and down in price, is the Lamborghini Diablo GTR. Starting us off, this has a starting price of 25,000 credits and a final exit price of 231,000 credits. This is an exclusive car that cannot be bought in the auction house. For some reason, it's dirt cheap right now, but this will bounce back in price. Buy as many of these as you can, hence why I've got two. Moving on. On our list, we've got the best sounding car in the game, the 2010 Lexus LFA. Now this has a starting price of 50,000 credits to a final buyout price of 2.205 million. 2 million for a car that was once a $20 million car. So right now, while it's dirt cheap, buy 3 of these. They will bounce back in price in a couple months. Next up, we've got the 1992 Supra 2-litre GT, an exclusive car that was made available about 3 months ago, 2 months ago, something like that. Right now, it's got a base price, an entry price starting at 1.815 million, and the same buyout price, 1.815 million. If you see any of these in the auction house, grab them. This car has been a non-mover for the past 2 months, but it will fluctuate in price as the months roll on. Great investment right now. This car hasn't moved in price at all, hasn't been made available in the Forza shop for a while. So right now, while it's dirt cheap, buy it. Speaking of Toyota, we'll stay on that subject. We've got the 1989, not the 1995, the 1989 Toyota MR2 2C that was just made available. Right now, as a first entry price at 1.733 million and the same buyout price. Again, same as the 2-litre GT Supra, buy as many as you can. They will bounce back and increase. Next up, we've got, well, as you can see, I'm hoarding them, the Zenvo TSRS. You remember when this car came in, the photo challenge, you had to do it, and everybody raved about the adaptive wing on the back. These cars, I've watched these for a while, hence why I've got 4. These cars have been a non-mover. Buyout price of 2.115,000 and a selling price of about 1.927. These have not gone up or down in price. Not sure why. It's been about 2 months, but great investment. They will be a 10 to 16 million dollar car in a couple more months. So if you see any of these in the auction house, do what I've done. Buy as many as you can, because they will be selling for big cheese soon enough. Next up, boys, our first Clio is the RS16 Concept, another exclusive car you cannot buy on the auction house. This thing is dirt cheap right now, selling for 288,000 credits and has a starting price of the same. These were once a $20 million car when they first came to the game, the concept cars, I remember it well. Right now it's dirt cheap. Buy as many as you can, because come next year they will be expensive again. But next car, might as well stay here, is the Megane RS 2018. Everybody knows this car. Right now you can get it, it's actually on the festival playlist to get, so the price is coming way down because a lot of people have it. But right now it is selling for 1.788 million credits, and it has a reserve price of 1.788, the same. Right now, again with the RS16 Concept, again with the RS18 plate, which this is, dirt cheap. Buy as many as you can, because a couple months people will forget about this car, the price will go up, it will be expensive car. Once again, sit on it and have patience. Up, we've got this car that nobody really knows about, is the Rosin Q1. Again, can't buy it on the auction house, so it's currently selling for, has a starting price of 1.065 million credits and a final buyout price of 1.160. Again, cheap as chips, buy as many as you can, bank them for a rainy day. A million credit car is nothing. This car could be selling for 8 million credits in 2 months time. So keep it, buy as many as you can while it's dirt cheap. Moving on, we've got a Spanish supercar, the GTA Spaniard. This thing is currently sitting at a starting price of 1.056 million and has a final exit price of 1.156 million. This was made available, I believe, last year in a festival update. Again, it's a rare car that you can't buy on the auction house. It's selling for dirt cheap right now. The price has deteriorated because it's been made available a few times, I believe. But yeah, if you see this car out there on the auction house, be sure to snipe it, because you never know. A couple more weeks or months, it could increase in price. Anyway, moving on. This Subaru to be added to the game as DLC, the 2004 WRX STI. This thing was made available, I believe, last year for the rally update, something like that. But has a buyout price of 1.7 million and is also set starting price of 1.5 million. Again, it's an exclusive car, you can't buy it on the auction house, so if you see any of these, be sure to grab a few. Personally, I've got 2, because I believe these will go back up in price relatively soon. Anyway, moving on. Mercedes. Now, this car was made available last week's update, last Thursday. It was in the Forza shop. The SLK 65 AMG Forza Edition. Currently sitting at 1.314 million and has a starting price of 1.2 million. This car will increase in price as the months continue, so if you see any for dirt cheap, be sure to grab yourself a couple. It is Benz. We've got the AMG CLK GTR. This thing is currently sitting at 2.2 million final exit price and has a starting price of 2 million flat. Again, this is an exclusive Forza shop car, you can't buy it in the store, so if you see any of these trickling their way around in the auction house, be sure to nab yourself a few, because this car will be worth a lot of money in a couple more months. So we've got the John Cooper Works Mini GP. Now this thing's an exclusive wheel spin car, or it was available to earn back in a festival update, or God knows when. But right now, it's currently sitting at a low price of 554,000 exit price, and has a starting price of 510,000. So if you see any of these, be sure to grab yourself quite a few. Again, it's an exclusive car that you can't buy, and will go up in price as the months roll on. Moving on. Look, we've got the John Cooper Works Convertible. Now this thing has been absolutely flatlined in its price, but it is still an exclusive car, and right now it is sitting at 148,000 credits and has a starting price of the exact same figure. This is cheap as chips. This is a great investment car because it will go back up in price in a couple more months. 148k for a car that you can't buy in the auction house, that you can't get on wheel spins. This will go back up in price in a couple more months. So if you see any of these roaming around, be sure to buy yourself a few. This is the cheapest exclusive car on the list. Moving on. Up on our list, we've got the 911 GT3 RS, the 2019 model, the exclusive one that you can't buy on the auction house yet again, and that was in a festival update yonks ago. Right now, this thing is sitting at, and I've watched this for quite a while, this car's never gone up or down. It's sitting at 1.7 million credits, but be careful about this car because it is going to be made available on the backstage pass if it wins the votes, so be careful. But it is still a non-mover. It's been a non-mover for about 6 months at 1.7 million. Cheapest chips car, get it, it's rare. Not many people know about, it's one of the quickest cars in the actual game, the Maserati Gibil SQ4. Now this thing has been absolutely flatlined itself. It's selling for 404,000 and it has a starting price of what? For the same. This thing, again, is an exclusive car that you can't buy. It is rare, So if you see a few for cheap, buy as many as you can. I've got 2 myself because I do believe that this thing will bounce back up in price in a couple more months. The McLaren, and now we've got the 600 LT Coupe, the long tail. This thing is currently selling for 2.263 million and has an entry price of the exact same. So if you see any of these cruising them way around the auction house, be sure to nab yourself quite a few, because yet again this will be an expensive car in a couple more months. But the Mercedes-Benz XClass, this was a winter event about 3 to 4 months ago, I believe, but right now the price has been absolutely destroyed. It's selling for 2.651 million and has an entry price of 2.420 million. This was once a $12 million car. I remember exactly selling it for around about that much. It's been absolutely destroyed because it was made available again. But for right now, for us, it's selling for dirt cheap. So if you see any of these on the auction house, be sure to grab yourself a couple of them because they will go back up in price. But anyway, boys, that's today's video done. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what you want me to detail next, and that's about it. These are just a few cars I believe personally you lot should be investing in to earn lots of money, because I do get this question quite often. Zanchh, how are you getting all this money? How do you have your money? How have you got 40, 50, 60 million? And this is how. You invest in cars, you take time, and you wait for the price to go up. But yeah, have a good day. Peace out.